Welcome to the Academic Writing Amplified podcast. On this podcast, we believe that the culture of academia needs to change radically. Women and non-binary people are revolutionizing academia within institutions that were not built for us. If you're ready to reject the culture of overwork, kick guilt and overwhelm to the curb, and amplify your voice to make a real impact on your field without breaking down or burning out, you're in the right place. With our team of experienced writing coaches as co-hosts, we'll share insights and talk to inspiring guests to bring you the practical strategies, systems, and mindset shifts you need to find time to write, publish work you love, and design your career on your terms. And it all starts with writing. Let's go. Hello there, it's Kathy Mazak from Scholar's Voice, and today I am coming to you with a video/podcast about the kind of frequently asked questions or problems that we find our clients have while they're trying to write their academic mission statement. By the way, this video is brought to you by our Navigate program, which is open for enrollment right now. So Navigate has an application-only admissions process. So go ahead to scholarsvoice.org/navigate and find the pink button that says apply now. And you can start your application process today. So I sincerely hope that you'll join us for our fall version of Navigate. It's a 12-week program. It starts the 14th of August and runs to about the first week of November. And one of the things we do inside of that program is write your academic mission statement. So this is something I do talk about, in my videos and on the podcast a lot. But one of the things that is difficult for our clients is that they are, and I imagine you are too, very talented. You have many different interests. You have lots of possible things you could do. And maybe you've even started several different lines of research over the course of your career. So you don't have like a completely cohesive academic brand or message or line of research because you are good at a lot of things and you're interested in a lot of things. And of course, that is a wonderful and beautiful thing. And what happens to people who have many interests, who are trying to wrestle with this idea of writing an academic mission statement that can serve as the guiding light for your career decisions and kind of as the thesis statement for your career. The problem that people have when they're trying to do that, one step they take is trying to make it too broad. Okay, so we have a template for the academic mission statement, and then we talk a lot about how to make it a little more narrow or make it a little more broad to the level that it works for you for decision making and that feels good to you. Yeah, this is what my career is about. So, of course, what happens to people when they are multi-passionate is that they try to make their academic mission statement fit everything and they make it really broad. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about today. If you are one of these people, or if you are resonating with the idea of being a multi-passionate academic with many interests and even talent, right, and ability to do different types of research or to have different lines of research, I am talking to you today, okay? How does this concept of the academic mission statement work for you if you are multi-passionate, if you're multi-talented, if you've got several different kind of areas that are part of your scholarly work? All right, so first I just want to say that it's not bad in any way to have different areas of interest. That is not a bad thing. And even though in the tenure promotion process, many tenure and promotion committees are looking for cohesion. That is one of the things that we talk about when we're preparing the dossier, is telling the story of the career so that it has a cohesion to it and it kind of makes logical sense. Even though cohesion is something desired kind of institutionally, that doesn't mean that you have to have so much cohesion, right? It doesn't mean that you have to leave your multi-passionate self behind and become somebody else, unless Or look, what do I want to say? I never want you to leave yourself behind, right? But I do want to talk about skills, strategies, and goals. Okay. So, of course, like I want you to do the things that are interesting to you in your career. I want you to pursue lines of research that maybe don't all, follow like this very tightly cohesive line. And at the same time, I know that you want to write and publish more, write and publish to the level that you know is in line with your expertise. I also know that you don't want to overwork, right? Like you don't want to glorify busy. You don't want to be working nights and weekends, that you really want to be able to have a career that fits the role of career in your life, right? That life and career are not synonymous, but rather you have a career that is part of one of the many things that you do with your life, which means that you have to have time to do things other than your career, right? So if I'm just guessing that if you're listening to me, that those are kind of some of the things that you want, right? You want to get the promotion, you want to get the grants, you need publications for those things. At the same time, you also want a career that fits into your lifestyle, right? That isn't going to bleed you dry and wear you out to the point that you're questioning whether you should be doing the career at all, right? So what I want to say is that to get both of those things, the pathway to both of those things is through focus. And what I mean by focus is not your individual focus when you sit down to write or anything to do with attention. What I mean is that your career is about one thing. And this gets some resistance, right? Because if you are multi-passionate, or maybe like another thing, maybe it's not like multi-passionate lines of research. Maybe it is, I have this, passion for teaching. My teaching area looks like this. And I also have this love of research. My research area looks like this. And I can't see where the two things overlap. And then also, of course, we got service that needs to fit in. So part of the work that the academic mission statement is doing for you, it is creating a way to pull all of these kind of maybe a little bit disparate forces in towards a center. And that center will be your focus. So when clients come to me and say like, I don't have any time, I have so many things going on, the tool that we use to help solve that problem is to write an academic mission statement and then look at absolutely everything that you're doing to look at how it can pull closer towards that academic mission statement. Now, for people who, I'm just going to keep using the word multi-passionate, right? Like as a placeholder here for you've got a lot of different things and they might not feel like they all should line up. So your inclination is to make a really broad mission statement, which means that your mission statement isn't doing the role, isn't functioning the way it needs to function, because the academic mission statement needs to be a decision-making tool. Like that is the purpose of the academic mission statement, is to give you a tool to make decisions. And so when you have an academic mission statement that is focused, that is something that you feel good about, and then you work to bring everything that you're doing towards the support of that academic mission statement, then the academic mission statement is functioning to help you cull things away so that you have more time. It helps you leverage everything that you're doing, because if you're reading and prepping for class, and that reading and prepping for class is also leveraged into your lit reviews for the papers that you're writing, that is like this nice leverage situation. And you're kind of like getting more out of each work activity, because each work activity that you're doing, the reading, the writing, the teaching, is all feeding into the rest of it. And so then it's all leveraged, and you don't need to like make time to read for your publications over here and then make time to read for your classes, which is something totally different over here. But those things are closer together. There's a Venn diagram overlap, right? Maybe the two circles aren't completely overlapped, but there's some overlap, and that's leverage. And that helps you to not have to work so many hours to get the same amount of stuff done. So if you are trying to create an academic mission statement, you're trying to create, of course, we have a template for that. We teach it inside of Navigate, which is open for enrollment now. I'll just say it again. The application process is open. We're taking apps right now. If you want to go through this process, as you are trying to create a career that is about one thing, if you're having resistance and you're trying to just make the thing that your career is about like broader, then that means that you probably need to really think about your goals. Okay, so let me talk about kind of strategies, skills, and goals, which is something I said I was going to talk about. The academic mission statement is a strategy. Okay, it is like a tool, it's a strategy for making your work more cohesive, but also making it more leveraged. Okay. It is a tool that gives you a way to quit things that's not just like, I feel like quitting that, so I will. It's a culling tool and it's a clarifying tool as well. Like the process of writing it gives you clarity around what you want for your career. So that's a strategy, right? And a skill might be that you are doing the culling work, right? You are aligning that alignment of activities behind your mission statement is a skill. And your strategies and skills should be in service of your goals. So some people have resistance to the academic mission statement because they're like, no, I have all these things I'm interested in. It's too limiting and whatever. And I think that that's fine. As long as you are in a season of your career where it is okay to have a lot of balls in the air, right? But if you're in a season in your career where you need to get publications out, if you're in a season of your career that you need to get grants, if you're in a season of your career that you're tired of not having your publications out in the world, of not having time to write, of feeling like you're always starting things and not finishing them, then the strategy and skill you need to build is this focusing and culling strategy and skill, which the academic mission statement lets you do. When we have resistance around this idea of like, well, I don't want my career to be just about one thing. If that's the season of the career that you are in, right? And I can't tell you what season you are in right now. If you are in a pre-promotion season, it's probably going to, I don't want to say hurt you, like holding on to your multi-passionate projects is going to backfire. And what that backfiring means is you're going to work yourself into the ground, right? Like you're just going to work yourself towards burnout. But if you're at a season of your career where maybe you just got promoted, or maybe you're at an institution where like you reach the level of promotion that you want to reach, and what you want to do is play with scholarly ideas and try things you haven't tried before. If that's the season of career that you're in, then the academic mission statement being too broad is fine. That's what it needs to do for you at that season of the career. But if you're at a season in your career where you're trying to publish for whatever reason, for promotion, for grants, for the satisfaction of publishing, right? For the building of your reputation and your expertise, then having a super broad academic mission statement and trying to like just make something so broad that everything fits is descriptive of what you're doing, but it's not actually helping you to achieve your goal. That strategy, I'm going to just keep doing everything, which is a strategy that you might be doing right now. I'm going to keep doing everything and I'm going to give you my reasons that I'm going to do that. Great. Is that helping you reach your goal, right? Again, I don't believe that everybody has to be in the same career season all the time. You don't have to be always like trying to write the most to get promoted or write the most to get the grant. Like you can manufacture and engineer seasonality in your career, and you should, right? Like sometimes I want more of this. Sometimes I want more of that. Sometimes I want to focus on teaching. Sometimes I want to like do service or create a new program at my institution or serve on my national conference committees or that, build kind of like networks nationally or internationally through service work. maybe you're trying to influence public policy or make your writing and your message more accessible to your communities. Like all of those things can be happening all the time. And you can, the metaphor that I use, right, is turn the volume up on certain ones in certain seasons and down in other seasons. But you can't have the volume up on all the things all the time. And that's kind of the other big idea behind the academic mission statement is you can't do all the things all the time and expect to maintain your health and maintain a lifestyle that you actually want to live. So in conclusion, the academic mission statement is a tool. It's a strategy. I would say it's a tool that's part of a strategy for focusing the career. And when you do that, you get clarity around what you want for your career. And then you can build the skills to cull things away, to align things with your mission statement and all of that. If that is going to help you meet your goal. Okay. So really, I should be talking about the goal first, right? Yeah. So what is your goal? If your goal is to write and publish more or to the level that you know you can, then using the academic mission statement strategy, building your skills around the academic mission statement is going to be a really helpful path for you. If that's not the season that you're in, or if you want something else, maybe, like I said, I love the idea of academics having a season of play, right? Like maybe you just got tenured or you just got full, or who knows, whatever happened, that you're like, okay, now I'm just going to play and I'm going to experiment with a lot of different types of things. Later I'll cull some away. But for now, I'm just going to do a bunch of things with the intention of playing and following my interests and that kind of thing. It's a different season. It's a different set of goals than the goals that people come into our Navigate program with, which is about getting those publications out because you want to make your voice louder, because you want to get promoted, because you want to get grants, whatever the reasons are. So having said that, our Navigate program is open for applications. Enrollment's open now through August 4th. The application process does take some time. Basically, we do a preliminary application, and then you do a call with me, a pre-enrollment call. In the pre-enrollment call, we go over an assessment that you take, and that just is going to help me get to know each person who comes into the program. That's going to help me build that really beautiful community that we're going to have together for 12 weeks. I'm going to link up in the show notes or in the description on YouTube a document that you can click through to read all about the program, see how much it costs, see when the call times are, understand what you will have at the end of the program, so what the program objectives are, and see if it is the right next step for you in your career. I would love to get to know you and, the people on the other side of this screen or on the other side of the audio, of the podcast during the application process. So if you've thought about our Navigate program, this is the time to apply. I don't always do individual calls with people, but this time I am. So if you are interested in talking to me personally about your career and you are interested in, you are seriously interested in the Navigate program, then I encourage you to start the application process today by finding the link at the pink button at scholarsvoice.org/navigate. There's a bright pink button that says apply now. So go there, fill out your little application. It does not take very long. None of this takes a long time. The call with me is a 45-minute call. So we do get to spend some juicy time together. But I encourage you to apply, get that application process going now because we need everybody enrolled. That means I have to talk to each person by August 4th. So we just have about 4 weeks to do that. So I hope that you're doing great. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time supporting yourself and your writing by listening to this episode. If you like what you heard today, the best way to say thank you is to hop on over to Apple iTunes and write an honest review. The more reviews, the more amazing academic women and non-binary people will find this podcast. So go write one now.